Hello and welcome to Skill Sharpeners. Success, it's all in the mind. In this program, I want to share with you visualization, visualizing what you want. I personally learnt about this on watching a TV program with an interview with Muhammad Ali a number of years ago. Muhammad Ali was the greatest of all time in the sport of heavyweight boxing. He was sharing with the audience some of his secrets. If you recall, Muhammad Ali only lost 5 fights in the whole of his career. He explained that as soon as a contest had been arranged, he would then go off and he would spend time on his own in uninterrupted thought. He would think about the fight. He could visualize his opponent. He thought about his tactics. He then concentrated on which round he would win in. He then could visualize exactly what he would do in that round. He then visualized at the end of the round with his opponent knocked out, with his hands in the air, with the microphones coming into the ring, with a belt around his waist. He could visualize every single detail. After these sessions, he would come out and he would have a press conference. And he used to announce in rhyming slang which round he would win in. And he was invariably right. When I first heard that, it just really made me think about the power of visualization. And since then, we've seen so much of the impact of that throughout the sporting world. Well, we have now seen how in the world of professional sport these days, the great stars have their own mind coach. They have somebody to help them who's a specialist in visualization, helping to make sure their mind is thinking right, their brain is in gear. I don't know if you're a golfer, but I've heard the stories of the friends of mine who've been on a golf course and they set off at the tee and they take the few practice shots, they swing the club and the ball shoots off the course way into the trees. And then they say, I knew I would do that. Well, isn't that amazing? If they knew that's what they were going to do, that's exactly where the ball was going to go. The power of visualization. Have you noticed in the rugby world, the kicker, when they're kicking for goal, stands there, place the ball, and then they spend a minute or two absolutely visualizing the trajectory of that ball going through the post. The power of visualization. I'm sure you've done this subconsciously. Have you ever set off on a journey, maybe into your local shopping centre, and thought where you would park your car and visualised exactly the space that you would park your car, and when you got there, sure enough, there was an empty space and you parked your car exactly where you thought? I have done this many times, and many, many, many times have found exactly that space to be vacant. The power of visualisation. Eddie the Eagle became a superstar of the Winter Olympics on the ski jump. He wasn't really a ski jumper, but he decided to enter. He got through and he took off and he did the ski jump. He became very, very famous, but it was the shortest Olympic ski jump in history. He wasn't a ski jumper, but he competed. Well, in the interview I was listening to, 26 years after he had taken that jump, he was invited to go and have another go. He was very nervous about doing this. He didn't believe he could. But then in the interview he said, I just visualized. I visualized myself doing it. I replayed over and over in my mind of the jump that I took. He said, when I came to do it, it wasn't that difficult. What has all this got to do with you, success, and goal achievement? It has everything to do, because you must visualize your goal. Visualize meaning in your subconscious mind, actually see yourself owning, having, or doing. One very useful tip: if you catch yourself thinking about what you don't want, and you know the damage that will do to your subconscious mind, I have found a very successful way of getting rid of those thoughts is to imagine that I've taken some photographs. I'm looking through the negatives and I think, I don't like that. I don't like that. What do? Throw them away. So imagine whenever you're thinking a thought that you don't want, imagine what you would do with a photograph you don't like. You don't save it for the album, you throw it away. So discard those thoughts. Do you know what? Your brain will respond to the discarding of a bad thought. Never again, for the remainder of your life, think about what you don't want, because that is the habit that many of us get into. We spend so much time thinking about the result that we don't want, fearing it, dreading it, worrying about it. And remember, the power of your subconscious, it has no reason. If that's what you think about, that is what will be delivered. So think about what you do want. See yourself in the position, the size, the weight, the owning, the having, whatever that goal may be. And the last habit to get into on this subject of visualization, just before you go to sleep, when you have said your thank yous, make sure that you are very clearly thinking about, over and over again in your mind, of you achieving that goal. Visualize that goal. See yourself doing, owning, and having that goal. You must do that before you go to sleep. Good luck and great success.